Okay, not gonna lie, I just like dropped everything that I own, but it's okay. Okay, my stream is back. Okay, we're good. So I think it made a new one, but that's okay. So back to it. Let me start doing my makeup here. So I already have my skincare products on my face. So I already put on a nice little mix of things this morning before I worked out. So I did have a little mix of my Mad Hippie Vitamin C oil on my face, a little bit of CeraVe moisturizer. I don't know why it looks so gross. And a little bit of Differin gel here. I put all of these into this nice little brush by Cover FX that I got when I was working in a makeup store. There's like 3 different little wells in it. And it's just nice to pop all the products in there and then just rub it all over your face because it's like one swipe and you're done. So we're going to get into the makeup portion here. So I'm going to start out with a little bit of primer here. I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer because I do feel like it does powerfully grip my makeup and keep it on my face pretty good. Did I make good money with management? Yes and no. I feel like it's hard to compare apples to apples because being an analyst, you make just like more money, and having like a graduate degree, you make more money. So it's hard to say if I was making good money then or what, because you make significantly more as an analyst if you have that skill set and you're able to learn how to do like programming languages for sure. But I'm not saying you can't make good money in management. I think it's just hard for me to tell from my own personal experience with it. But it is a good profession. And I think there's a lot you can do because places always need managers. And there's different types of management you can go into also. The type I went into was probably not that high paying. Because I didn't have like, I don't know, I guess I wouldn't classify it as like a corporate job per se. I was kind of more like out in the field doing management, so I don't know. It depends. It all depends on the job. It depends on the field, all that. Okay, sports medicine's a good one for sure. I feel like a lot of people want to go into sports because like they love sports and like athleticism. I never try to go into it because I know there's a lot of competition there. All right, just going in with a wet beauty blender. Actually, I don't even know if I wet this beauty blender, and my Uoma Beauty foundation here. I'm just going to get a little bit of setting spray to just set my face down. So I'm going in with my Hourglass Veil Soft Focus Setting Spray. And while that dries down on my face, I'm going to grab all of my powders so those are ready to go when I am. Just give my face a moment to absorb everything and take out all of my brushes. I do feel like we need a little bit of background music, so let me also get a little bit of background music. I do not live in Sweden. I live in the United States, but I am Swedish. All right, I need my jacket. Sorry, friends. It's a little bit chilly. So let me put on a little bit of background music here for us. Also, I think my stream like made a new one, so I will need to edit all of that at some point. So let me try to fan my face a little bit just so I can make sure that it's fully dry. We're just going to keep this relatively simple today. All right, this should be dry enough. Just when I go in with my next powder here, my Essence All About Matte powder, if my face is not like totally dry, it'll like grab some foundation and like put it on here, and then I'll like put it into this, and like it just looks kind of gross because there's like just random foundation in this powder. So I like to try to make sure my face is fully dried down before I go in with this powder. Otherwise it does create a little bit of a mess. This powder, as you can see, does like instantly take away the shine from my face, which is nice, but I do have to be careful with how much of this powder I put on because it is white, so it does make my skin quite pale if I put on too much, and it's very hard to kind of bring that color, that like life back to my face. So I try to use this sparingly on my face. Oh, we got an advertisement. Okay, here we go. And now we're back. All right, the next we're gonna put a little bit of that color back on my face that I just took off with a little bit of this L'Oreal Infallible powder. This could be used as just a foundation, but I just use it as like a powder afterwards just to keep that color in my face that I took out from my Essence powder. And just to try to keep all my makeup on my skin here. And just a little bit down the neck as well, just to blend all that. All right, looks pretty good. All right, now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of bronzer here. So I'm gonna go in with my little NARS bronzer. And this pore brush that's not meant to be used for this, but I use it for this anyway. This brush is supposed to be used for highlighter. That's why it looks so like crazed. But I just think it gives a nicer airbrushed look to use like a highlighter brush for this as opposed to like a bronzer brush. I think this was a tip I saw from like, I want to say like Nikki Tutorials. And I have another brush. I probably should swap it for this one, because this one has seen some better days because I'm not using it as it wants to be used. But just gonna try to add a little bit of color to my cheekbones here, a little bit under the chin just to define my face a little bit here. And just a little bit on the forehead. I don't have like a big forehead necessarily, but I just like to have a little bit of that dimension there. So I try to like add the highlighter to my face. I use it kind of as like contour. So just like looking forward, like the parts of my face that you can't see. I guess I'm like looking down and forward. Like the places of my face you can't see. I'm just trying to like emphasize those shadows so that I look like I have a little bit more like cheekbone and snatch to my face, I guess. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of NARS blush. And it's funny because it's nice and like pink in here, but I put it on my face and it's quite dark, which is okay. But I do like to take my blush all the way up, like as if I was doing, like I guess if I was doing bronzer, kind of like the same motion I just did, because I do like to just kind of elongate everything and pull it back as opposed to just focusing on putting it on the apples of my cheeks. And I really only got into using blush, like, I would say within the last, like, 6 months. So far I'm liking just kind of the nice little healthy glow that it provides to my face. And sometimes I do get this little divide between the bronzer and the blush, so I'll try to just go back in with the bronzer brush and just kind of blend those two together. And I'm going to go in with my Ofra highlighter, just a nice little blinding highlighter moment. I feel like this is like quite a bright highlighter, just personally, but it does like dim down like during the day, just because I feel like this is like my first makeup product to go in the day is this. Like I'll look at my face and I'm like, the highlighter is gone entirely. So I think it's just like, it's not that it's not long lasting, it's just that like my face just, I don't know, eats this for breakfast. But I just love kind of like that nice little shiny look. And I do a little bit on my nose too, just because I think that's a cute little look. So let's do, I guess I do the eye look I did yesterday, because that was kind of nice. I guess this is now not going to be a simple makeup look, but that's okay. Sometimes more is better. Let me take out all of my face products here. So I'm first going to go in with my lash curler. Just curl my lashes up. It's funny, I had gotten my eyelashes like permed one time, so that like you wake up and they like essentially look like you just curled your lashes. But it only lasted like a couple of weeks, and it's just like a lot of chemicals to like put on your eyelashes, so I never did it again. But it's funny because you can get like the same look for just curling your eyelashes. It just doesn't last as long. I'm gonna go in and do a slight, actually I'm gonna go in and do the shadow first. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of my KVD Shake Primer here. We're just gonna do one little color. So, because I did this yesterday. I should have streamed it, but I streamed my makeup in the morning, so I wasn't gonna hit you guys with like a double makeup stream, but I'm gonna just pat this color, not this color, this like primer all over my lids so I can go in with a little bit of color and it'll look nice. So I'm gonna go in with my little Natasha Denona little mini palette. I feel like every time I use this, I tell you guys that I'm not like super thrilled with this. Just because like I've never used this color. I've maybe used it once and it like did break out of the pan. So that makes me a little bit unhappy. But hold on, there's something on my face. Got like a little hair I need to pull off. Okay, we should be okay. So I don't know, this palette was like a good amount of money and like there's not that much of each of these colors. So the fact that like one of them broke, even though yes, it's not one that I used often, like broke, I'm a little bit upset about that. So I just feel like that's not, I don't know, it's not that good of quality if it's just like breaking out and I never even really used it either. So it was a sad moment, but this one color in here, I feel like such a good everyday color. I'm just trying to take this up to the brow so that it all is blended nicely. But I feel like this is just like such a good, just like everyday neutral lid base color. I'm try to do the same thing over on this eye. I do feel like these colors are like pigmented, but it takes me a couple swipes to really build it up to where I like it. I think just because this color is so like neutral, but that's okay. I don't know if I'd buy any more Natasha Denona stuff. It's just because it's like so pricey. Yeah, I feel like I've gone in so many times with eyeshadow and you can barely see it, but I think that's just because this shade is like so similar to my actual skin color. In person you can see it like a little bit better, but here I think it's a little bit harder to see. But I just kind of want a nice little base here to just lightly brush a little on the lid itself. I just want a nice little base for my wing. So I've been trying to get back into doing like nice winged eyeliner, because if I keep practicing then it will only get better. So I'm using my little like, it's got a little triangle thing on it just to stamp a little wing. So let me just stamp one here and try to match it up on the other side. Okay, not bad. So I got the little triangle stamped down. I'm going to go in with my normal tattoo liner. And this one's a little bigger than I wanted, but that's okay. Just darken it up and just line the bottom part of my eye. Alright, and a little bit more on this eye. So I think it looks not bad. It was a little thicker than I wanted, but it's okay. It's one day. Especially once I put my hair down, it shouldn't look too bad. they're like fairly symmetrical, so I'm happy with it. We're gonna go in with my Urban Decay Perversion mascara here. Just add some nice little mascara to my face. And I do just use kind of the regular application style where I just put the brush at the base of my lashes and just wiggle it up. Try to make sure I get the inner corner of my eye as well as the outer part of it. And just a little bit of that under eye mascara because I love that look. And same thing over on this eye. Just gonna put the brush at the base of my lashes and just wiggle it up. And I could have re-dipped this to the mascara. That maybe would have worked out better, but that's alright. Now we're just going to do a little bit more under eye. Sorry, I have to get a little bit closer to see what it is that I'm doing here. Alright, that looks pretty good. I'm fairly happy with that. So now we're just going to draw on a little bit of eyebrow for myself. So I'm going to go in with my little Morphe pencil. Try to push all my eyebrow hairs up a little bit so it'll be a little bit easier for me to draw some on, but this is definitely not my specialty. I did get my eyebrows microbladed probably like 4 or 5 years ago now. And it was cool. It lasted a really long time, but I just didn't really like what they looked like. So I ended up penciling in my eyebrows every day anyway. So I don't know. Maybe if I got them microbladed somewhere else, it would have been better. It's just hard because I don't have very much eyebrow naturally. So when I got them microbladed, there wasn't much for them to work with. Hello, welcome. I'm not really a dancer. I did it when I was younger, but I was not very good. Alright, drawing in some eyebrows for myself here. Alright, other side. Trying to copy what I did on the first side. Let's see if I can get them close. As long as my eyebrows look close enough, I'll take it. I'm trying to do them thinner though. I don't like them, they're like super thick. Also, because then it looks a little bit more natural because it's not like, whoa, you drew a lot of eyebrow. It's like, oh, okay, that looks natural. Okay, so we're just gonna fill it in a little bit with the matching Morphe pomade. I try to apply the color heavier to the end in the middle of my brow so that I can go lighter on the front part of it. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. I'll answer that in a minute. I don't know why my dad's calling me midday on a Saturday, but I will find out shortly. Because I'm almost done here. I just need to put on a little bit of setting spray and some sort of a lip product for myself. I feel like, I don't know, the front looks very like pale to me, but that's okay. I'm just gonna feather it a little bit so hopefully we can blend those little spots in. Hello, welcome. All right, fantastic. I'm just gonna go in and spray down my face with some setting spray here. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of NYX Matte Finish. You can watch this on VOD. You can watch me flex at some point in this video. I don't remember exactly when it was, but I'm not gonna do it right now because I'm cold. And we've moved to the makeup portion of this video. So thank you for your request. All right, just setting this down with a little bit of NYX Control Freak, just so that it stays on my face a little bit. And while that dries down, we'll do a little bit of lip product. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of my MAC Prep and Prime. If it wasn't like 50 degrees out, I could, but it's very cold where I'm at. All right, MAC Prep and Prime, and then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of KVD matte lipstick. This is the shade Lolita 2. And I'm a little bit sad because I think I lost my like everyday lipstick that I used to use from KVD. And they don't make the shade anymore. So I'm just gonna go cry, I guess. I don't know. I'll use this one. This one's okay. All right, let's see how this looks. Try to smile and see if it looks okay. All right, that looks pretty good, pretty symmetrical. So let me show you guys the final little look here. Put my little baby hairs back. So just kind of simple, although I feel like there's a little bit more than I normally do, but that's all right. So final look and a little bit of better lighting here. This is obviously not the outfit I'm gonna be wearing, but just kind of basic. It doesn't look that crazy, just like a little something extra, but this is it. Thank you guys for hanging out with me on a Saturday. I do try to stream every day, so be sure to follow me if you're not already, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your weekend. Bye, guys.